Hey everybody, we're live, and you were looking live at as who was it that used to say you were looking live? Wait a minute, that was Brent Musburger, wasn't it? That was
Oh,
Brent
man.
Musburger.
Ouch. You're right.
Yeah, that was Brent Musburger. You say you are looking live at sold out Texas Stadium, where the Dallas Cowboys are taking on the Philadelphia
New York.
Eagles,
Yeah.
or the New
Yeah.
York Giants, or
Anybody.
whoever. Yeah, how you been, man? He's
Real good. Real good. Thanks.
He got it. Hey, right off the bat, because we are Oakland sports fans first. Among wow. Excuse me for a second there. I got a bit of a brain lock. Come on, Zennie, don't lock up your brain. All right. What do you think of the Raiders' chances this season? First of all, how did the whole Khalil Mack trade thing hit you?
Yeah, I mean it's systematically. So you hear a lot of. Before I answer how I felt, let me just kind of say what the buzz is. I've been listening to sports talk all day about it, and yesterday, and people are saying, it's terrible, but we're getting 4 picks back, and we couldn't afford both players, him and Carr, blah blah blah, right? And so it looks like it's good for the future. But as an Oakland Raider fan, I don't care about what happens in Vegas. I care about it now, and so it hit me hard. Like, and a lot of other guys in my situation that love the Oakland Raiders, and a lot of my friends are going to still follow them. But I know like you and I have spoken before. I'm buying my Cows tickets. Cows want to know, baby, go Bears.
Go Bears.
North Carolina, yeah. So I didn't like it because it's definitely saying, hey, the draft picks aren't going to help you this year. They may help you down the line. They're not helping you this year. And how can you turn on a generational type talent like Khalil Mack? So yeah, I was really upset about this.
Anybody who says that this is preparing for Las Vegas is fucking nuts. Oh, first of all, I got to say, hey, Hennessy, hey, Jack Bauer, hey, Fred Walker. Fred Walker writes, Raiders could afford back. I'm reading the live stream guests that are chiming in.
Yeah.
Fred Walker.
Yeah.
Fred Walker.
What's up, Fred?
Fred Walker says Raiders could afford both back and Carr. Jack Bauer says, will the Las Vegas Stadium be built on time? And the answer is no, because they keep moving the goalposts back, Jack. First of all, they said it was June. It's going to be June of 2020. Then they said July. Now they're saying it will be substantially completed July 31st, but they're not going to tell you when it's actually going to be complete. They don't have a Super Bowl. Let me tell you something. If they don't have a Super Bowl, it means the league itself doesn't know when the damn thing is going to be ready, okay? Here is one thing I want everybody to pay attention to, though, since you asked me this question. And that's this. The NFL relaxed its rules regarding casino involvement. So casinos, to make a long story short, can put on their naming rights, right? Which leads to a question I'm going to have for you, Chris. But anyway, before I ask Chris the question, my point is that this leaves an open door for Las Vegas Sands founder and CEO Sheldon Adelson to put the name on the stadium, make it Sands Stadium, right? Give them $600 million. And next thing you have maybe, okay, the stadium is called the Sands Stadium, but then you have the Wynn Gate, right? And then you have the MGM Gate. And then you have the gate representing, think of another casino name. The Mirage Gate,
Excalibur.
The Excalibur Gate, right? Who's the Orleans Gate? So you have you only have so many gates, but the whole point is you could brand them representing each casino for that gate. So each one of those plays like maybe 200 million. Wow, that's too steep. 50 million per gate. Okay, so 50 million for 4 gates. That's 200 million. Then you get 400 million from Sands, maybe 600 million. You're sitting pretty. All right. You still need to get to $1 billion. All right. So the test right now, the burden of proof in terms of if this can work now shifts to the casino industry, which was largely bankrupt. Will they cough up that kind of money? That's my question. Now, my other question is, hey, will the Coliseum? How come? And this is my question to you, Chris. First of all, for those of you who don't know, Chris Dobbins is a longtime friend. We go back to Choose to Lose the A's, a little kind of club we all started to keep the Oakland A's in Oakland. They're still in Oakland, but then he's now a board member on the Coliseum, Oakland Alameda County Coliseum Board, Joint Powers Authority Board. And Chris, what is the over/under on the Coliseum having casino name involved in it? Actually, it does, doesn't it?
I'm sorry, say what? So the over/under on the Coliseum
on the Coliseum having casino advertising, but I realize we already have it, don't we? Casino advertising.
Oh, Cash Creek,
Cash Creek. Cash Creek. What are the chances?
So let me say, the chances would be great. We're supposed to have a potential new naming partner by November. So our executive director Scott McKibben is in the works of trying to put something together. We didn't get So talk about value, right? So let me just jump in here with this. So the last we had was not Network Associates McAfee, O.co. O.co Coliseum paid roughly $1.1 million a year to have their name on the Coliseum, which saw 81 games for the A's and 10 games for the Raiders, right? And I mean that's a pretty good deal. And we just for some reason people just don't want consequently Oracle pays about $7.5 million a year to have their name on the Oracle Arena.
And that was what that was what was worth it. We'd been lowballed for so long.
Right.
On the other hand, that $7 million a year is what we should get. That was right,
Right. I agree, but we're not getting enough. People just don't want to invest in it because I think it's an old stadium. But hey, look how like yesterday. Hey, 40,000 fans came out with these giants.
Yeah. Is it really that it's an old stadium, or is it that we're not marketing it properly? I mean, riddle me this. Hear me out, okay? I'm saying that we've got. This goes back to when I was pitching the Super Bowl, and the idea I had was you name the stadium, but you name the field differently. So you have corporate ABC Field, right? But then you have corporate XYZ Stadium. So it's corporate XYZ.
Cal, both places are doing that now. Like Cal, I forget the gentleman. The field at Cal is named for that one gentleman, and then it's Memorial Stadium's the other one. So.
Yeah, exactly. Why can't we do that at the Coliseum?
Well, it's Ricky Anderson Field, and Ricky's not getting any money, but they just think that's what it is.
No, but I'm saying,
for the Raiders, we could do it. Yeah, we could.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think we should give that up, and I really don't. But anyway, a lot of people here. Hey, folks, you have a question for Chris? Type it down right now. Dirty 3D Production says, of course they can afford both of them. Talking about Mac and Carr, he says, but they would be able to afford other good players. I don't agree with that. Dirty Production says, I'm excited, Nation. Rob Iman says, I think Gruden is sabotaging McKenzie. Dirty says, it kind of looks like it, doesn't it? And then what's the other comments are here? This is juicy. 36 people here to see you. Then it says, take down Mount Davis, says Hennessy. Dirty Production says, trading Mac was the right move. Dirty, that's stupid. John Akala says, I was just reading before joining chat that Oakland was now ready to sue the NFL and Raiders, and it's likely to happen before Raiders' first game. Where did you read that? Is that?
Yeah, I don't know if I agree with the city council's not back in session. We'll be back in session for the first game.
I mean the first game is Monday. Yeah. Right. So what stupid idiot put that out? I didn't. John Collin, where did you read that? I'm curious. Well, we know it's not. They would have to sue. That is a city decision. Right. That is a city decision. Fred Walker says no defensive end is worth more than the franchise quarterback. Look, I don't care about convention. The fact of the matter is that the Raiders, this is how I see it. I want to know how you see it, Chris, but I see it this way. The Raiders had two bookends. They had two landmarks. Derek Carr was their offensive landmark. Khalil Mack, their defensive landmark. They happen to be friends, great friends.
Sure.
So what the market looks like. You go out there, you establish, and again, I point to Jerry Jones as the example because he went out in 1995, established sponsorship deals with Nike and Pepsi to get Deion Sanders and pay him $30 million. Now, if the Raiders can't do that, then that's an admission that the Raiders don't understand how to use their sponsorship power to form deals to pay for and acquire the services of players. Mark needs to sell the team, give somebody else a chance who does understand that, because otherwise he's wasting a lot of people's time. So I don't want to hear fans or maybe fake fans who actually social media paid, representatives from the Raiders or whatever, telling me about how this is a great deal. It's not, okay? It is not a great deal. It's not a great situation. Anytime you have to go out and do this public relations tour to cover up rancor, it automatically tells you it's a lousy situation because people are pissed off about it. So let's admit it. It was the wrong deal. You didn't have enough money. Stop covering it up. You didn't plan for it right. You didn't do the business right. Everything about this was haphazard from jump. Okay, straight out haphazard, because that's the way the Raiders do things. I want to go to Las Vegas. So but it's okay. So I'm going to Vegas, and I'm not sure it's going to work out, but it's going to work. And then I meet this guy. He's got $1 billion, and maybe I figure out some kind of way to either bamboozle him, or maybe we both bamboozle the league, or maybe we figure this out. But whatever the case, it's all piecemeal because we're not quite sure it's going to work. But then, I want Gruden, but I'll pay him $100 million. Oh, forget the rest of my money. And then, I'll fool the fans and make them think that I know what I'm doing because, after all, they want access to me. That's freaking ridiculous. And you know what?
Well, the optics are bad. Yeah, the optics are bad. Look at that. You're paying a coach all that money. You're not going to pay, let's be honest, right? You got your coach's wife,
be
your
honest.
Wife,
be freaking honest.
That doesn't look good. That doesn't look good from an optics standpoint. So I get what people are saying that, because the Rams basically was precipitated by the Rams signing their defensive end on Friday, but then but their franchise quarterback is still on his rookie deal, so they can afford to do that.
I've heard that before. You know why I think that's garbage? Because of this. Okay, simple. All right, it's garbage because you have a number of examples where teams have paid their quarterbacks top dollar, and again, I go back to Jerry Jones with Deion Sanders, and in 1995, Deion Sanders was not the only high dollar cowboy on that team. But my point is that Jerry Jones went out and found the extra money to pay for him. Jerry Jones thought like an entrepreneur. Okay, that's my point. The Raiders, what the Raiders did was they put out this offer, and as evidence and commentary is showing, the Raiders never followed up on the offer. They never increased it. They went back. They did the same thing to Khalil Mack, and I've said this before on this show, that they did to us in the JPA, and you know what I'm talking about. They made you guys wait. How long did they make you guys wait on the whole lease issue, right? Right? They made you guys wait, 3 months? 4 months? Okay?
Yeah.
All right, they made you guys wait. Right. They made you guys wait. They made you guys sweat. They did the same thing with Khalil Mack. The Raiders love a position, and I know this personally from having worked with the Raiders, not just covered them, but the Raiders love a position where they always seem to be in power. Everybody always seems to want to deal with them, to fawn all over them. They have sort of a Donald Trump mentality. It's me, I've got to be on top. I'm the best. I'm the greatest. You want to be with me. And that's how they act, okay? And I'm calling it because I'm really sick and tired of seeing it, and I'm sick and tired of people blowing smoke about it. You know what I'm saying? And then coming up with all this garbage and BS about, we get better players. I'm telling you something. I was there. We drafted Khalil Mack, all right? And
I was there.
In New York. I was at the draft.
Raider watch party, but yeah.
Right. And my point is, and I was there, and my point is that the idea was, hey, look, Khalil Mack is a small school guy from Buffalo.
Right, Buffalo.
And can he take on offensive linemen? And there was a lot of questions about whether or not he would be effective, but the consensus among scouts then was that Khalil Mack was going to be a game changer if the Raiders made the right decision and pulled the trigger and drafted him within, I think it was a 5th round pick. And they did that. The 5th pick in the 1st round, but they did that. The Raiders took Khalil Mack, and no one was disappointed at all. So don't tell me that that there's going to be a pass rusher out there that you think is going to be available, but then some other general manager coach who thinks like Al Davis might say, well, gee, I know the Raiders want this guy, so you know what? I'm going to leapfrog the Raiders and get that guy so that they don't get him, all right? That's the situation the Raiders are in right now. Khalil Mack is a proven maybe once, twice in a generation pass rusher, you pay the man. You pay the man.
Yeah,
The fact of the matter is
the
Raiders had 41 million. I'm sorry for talking. Didn't mean to out talk you.
This is good stuff. No,
anyway, but am I saying anything wrong? What do you think, man? I'm pissed off about this. I got myself energized for tonight because I'm,
Well, let me say that. Let me give credit to credit. So my buddy Rick Tittle, who's on the syndicated show, also like you, he was the guy really jumping up and down about Khalil Mack back when they drafted him. So I always give Rick credit for kind of being somebody out in the media that was really forefront about choosing Mack, and that was, I know he's kind of upset today about what happened. And just real quick, as an aside, the A's had a no-hitter going through 6. They just gave up a hit, but A's still winning 1-0 going to the bottom of the 6. I just got the stuff came across the wire here as I'm driving up to Sacramento. But in any event, there's nothing wrong. He said, look what the Wild look at Bay Area guys that are paying a lot of money, right? What about the Giants? Well, it's not payrolls in baseball, right?
Yeah.
And it hasn't worked out this year, but they're willing to pay the money. Look at the Warriors. As much as I'm mad at the Warriors moving to San Francisco, you got Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, Draymond Green, and Klay Thompson, and you overpaid for Andre Iguodala. I mean, come on, man. There's like 15 guys on that team, and you're paying top dollar for 4 of the guys. The Raiders can't do that. It's frustrating. Especially as an Oakland Raider fan that wanted them to win now. I mean, again, I think we're gonna have a good season. I think John Gruden, I think he's a good coach. I think he's gonna make things happen. And you look at the Belichick model. A lot of people are saying that.
Belichick model. Okay. Yeah. I gotta ask you before I go off about the Belichick model and how it doesn't apply to the Raiders. Where are we with the Warriors arbitration? Where is that right now?
We still haven't. We're gonna get a report. They've kept it really close to the vest about what the final call is. I know they finished arbitration. I don't think the arbitration numbers have come out yet. So that I'll have next time on the show we'll talk about it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, because how long? I mean, right now, what the numbers down to 40 million or something like that? Because they
something like that, around there,
You keep shrinking.
So it's 90 million in the Coliseum, about 40 million at the Oracle Arena. It was what basically the taxpayers owe on those improvements. So I know a lot of people say, "Hey, let's tear down Mount Davis and that kind of stuff," but it's we still owe all that money on it. They're not going to do that.
No, I'm not. See, I'm not in favor of tearing down Mount Davis. What I'm in favor of is what I originally came up with when Mark Davis asked me to come up with a stadium plan. And what I'm in favor of is actually cutting Mount Davis and splitting it into 2. And because it's like one monolithic third deck, right?
Sure.
But then, hey, by the way, that roof that is that place that forms the roof of the East Side Club, can you stand on that? Is that load bearing? Can you have a club up there? Or
so can you have a club up on the?
In other words, because I've only been in Mount Davis once, and I said I'd never go back again because I got, I'm serious. I got dizzy.
I'm afraid of heights too. Yeah, exactly.
I got dizzy. But is there like a third deck there that's out that overlooks?
No, it's. I mean, it is just what you see on TV, the seats. I mean, within it there are a number of floors that you could do something. I mean, I know they have the telecom. I think it's the 4th level where they have all the cameras. So when you're sneaking in a beer or you're throwing something at somebody, that's why everything's on camera. So that's kind of the war room's kind of an interesting place. It's got all these cameras, so basically everything mapped out. I mean, let me say this, right? I mean, I think the treehouse, what the A's have done, has been a phenomenon, and you can utilize that. And the A's have already said, or at least JP has said, if the A's do have a road playoff game, we'll have a watch party from the treehouse. So I think it'd be cool. Go check it out that one. So I think that's sufficient for what we're doing. They don't need to go on top. I think right there is good enough. Can you hear me okay? I'm driving through a rough patch.
Oh, and I can hear you loud and clear. I can hear you.
Good.
Is the treehouse we're on with Chris Dobbins? He's my longtime friend, a board member of the Oakland Alameda County Joint Powers Authority. Hey, Chris, will the treehouse be available for the Raiders game? I know it's an A's construct, but will it be open?
It is. And so the deal on that's such a great question. So Monday night, Raiders home opener, hosting the Rams, it's gonna be an exciting game. We'll all be out there. They are the treehouse has like a standing room area out front where there originally were seats. And we've modeled it so that those we can put seats back on there for the most part. So the Treehouse Bar is still open for the Raider games, plus the seating areas is there as well. So it's good. It's good another opportunity.
Hey, Melvin Lovejoy also said city attorney about the file I just read. Can someone tell me where they got that from? Because I didn't see that. I had and I don't know. I could actually, I suppose, go and do a quick. I could just type Oakland space city attorney and see if it's something that hit Google News, and then say hit file lawsuit and see what's going on here. News release news. Oakland. Oh, okay. This is in the Chronicle. Oakland lining up lawsuit against Raiders as team threatens to leave. And this person, they said a second City Hall source told us the city attorney's office is preparing to file an entire antitrust lawsuit and is waiting contract language sign-offs. This is old news. This is yeah, Mateer and Ross that's old news. And so
this is today's protection. I talked to Andy Ross earlier today, and he was asking me questions about the provision of the $250,000 at the Raiders game. So I was talking about that. So
yeah,
I guess the story can come out tomorrow, maybe.
Yeah, it just says it says that Gallo is expected to be filed, announced within days, probably before.
Kyle said it. All right, good for him.
And he said that the city attorney's office was preparing to file the antitrust suit and is waiting contract language sign-offs from 3 outside law firms that will handle litigation. The outside attorneys agreed to cover up all the we know that part. So yeah, okay. So anyway, Gallo predicted a lawsuit against the league would, and he said it's going to happen. It's a good thing, and Scott McKibben said that they won't sign the agreement. They told us they might as well take the contract. Yeah, that's old news. I mean that part. Okay, This is basically old wine in a new bottle. And what I say is, it's kind of like, what's that term when you always? Is it like you always? And Steve Macy says it's getting ready to file, but Steve, the city, here's the skinny, all right? The council's supposed to vote on it, all right? And now with the Mateer and Ross, what I reported some time ago, and with Mateer and Ross.
Wait, let me stop. Wait till you had the scoop on this. So they forget Mateer and Ross, Zennie Abraham has a scoop.
Thank you. Yeah. No, I've talked about this again and again and again. But then people say, oh, Mateer and Ross. But it's like, look, they're really late to this party.
Right.
Here is the situation. Sure. The city council needs to vote on it. All right. And what was left out of the Mateer and Ross piece is what I've told you, is that they need to vote on it. They didn't say that the council voted on it. And
I know they haven't voted on it because they've been in recess. So I know they haven't voted on it yet.
Yeah, and not only that, and something else. I'm not going to say you told me that, but also, as I understand it from the attorneys that I talked to, they're waiting for the city to get sign off on it, not just the city attorney. So the council has to take a bite on it. So today is what, Tuesday, Wednesday. Right. Yeah, I want to follow up on this, but right now I would not jump the gun. Also, the Raiders, as I understood it, signed the lease, gave it to the city attorney's office. It sat on the city attorney's office desk for a month, proverbially.
Sure.
And then it just got back to where it's now with the Coliseum. And McKibben told me as recently as I think 2 weeks ago, he told me that, it's, not a problem. The Raiders are going to sign. Now, prior to that, I was told the Raiders were looking at going to San Jose to play their football games. But here's the problem, okay? Here's why I think San Jose is a red herring. You cannot simply scream, I'm going to leave, and I'm going to play someplace else for the next year, because you have a finite window in time within which to establish a deal with another stadium to get your football organization schedule set so that you can play in that football stadium in ample time. It's not something that you can decide you're going to do at the last minute. So the Raiders generally have not in the same year not known where they were going to play. So in other words, that is going to have to be buttoned up pronto before next year. Something else too. The Raiders have historically sued us, the Raiders have historically sued us, okay? And I'm trying to get Chris back, and still played in the Coliseum. Let me repeat that. The Raiders have historically sued us, the city of Oakland, and still played in the Coliseum. So this idea that they have to move is silly saber rattling. It really is. Chris, you there? I think I lost Chris. I know he was doing a rough patch, but let me see if I can get him back. So anyway, Steve, I know me. See, here's the thing. Here's the problem with what the Chronicle puts out. The Chronicle puts out something that's garbage, and it's like garbage. The garbage begets more garbage. So the Bleacher Report garbage was basically quoted from the Chronicle garbage. Whereas if I quote something that's really good, no one links to it. All right. So I don't care. That's manufactured consent. That's Noam Chomsky's. That's an example of Noam Chomsky's manufactured consent. I call it manufactured stupidity. Okay. The bottom line is that you are not going to see that lawsuit filed this week without the city council having given thumbs up on it first. That's the thing. So, all right. Matthew Choi says, let them leave. Who cares anymore? I care. I care because my contention is that the Raiders have done so much damage that there needs to be a court-based, how would you say it? A court-based settling of grievances, of which there are many. And we haven't had that because the Raiders did not act in good faith with us. Oh, there's Chris. Chris, you back?
I'm so sorry, man. I'm in a little stretch of about 80s. It's not bad here. Sorry.
Not a problem. Hey, let me get your comment, your thoughts on this. Has the JPA been asked to either behind closed doors? Has the JPA been asked or been informed about where the city is regarding a lawsuit by Scott? Have you guys been? Can you hear me?
Sorry, what was that?
I said, have you?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Has Scott McKibben informed you all regarding what the city of Oakland is doing regarding the lawsuit?
No.
Okay.
No.
Shouldn't you be briefed? I mean, is that a loophole we need to clear up?
Do we need? Because the city's taking the lead. So
I guess. Uh-oh.
So they really don't have to tell us. But let's step back up. We haven't had a meeting since July, so I'm sure we'll get a briefing. I'm sure we'll get a briefing at our next meeting, third Friday in August or September. Sorry.
Mm-hmm. So right now, oh, by the way, where are we with the A's from your perspective? Because I heard the A's just bought number 10 Clay Street parcel in Oakland downtown. To me, that's a signal because number 10 Clay Street is right down there at Howard Terminal. That to me is a signal that the A's intend to move to Howard Terminal and forget the Coliseum. What are your thoughts?
Well, we just you saw it, the bill that passed through the assembly. Rob Bonta sponsored it. Basically, like you just said, streamlining the process to go to Howard Terminal. Again, I think the Coliseum's the best site. I know my dear friend Bossman disagrees along with other fans. As an Oakland A's fan, I want them to stay in Oakland, whether it's the Coliseum, whether it's at Howard Terminal, whatever. Let's keep the A's in Oakland. Again, it's going to cost a lot more to put it down on the waterfront. There's transportation issues and stuff. But you and I have discussed that previously. Obviously, I would like to see them stay at the Coliseum, but if they don't, that's fine too. Just whatever they do, stay in Oakland.
Is there a long-term plan for the Coliseum that no one's has rolled out? There is.
No, I don't know. A smart friend of mine came up with a hotel idea. Maybe that might come to fruition.
Oh, really? They're talking about using my idea, huh? Jeez Louise. Huh.
Yeah, no, obviously people heard rumors about Tesla, people heard rumors about Amazon, whatever, but, whatever they do, just.
Do you know that Amazon?
What's that?
Do you know that Amazon is worth $1 trillion?
Amazing.
Yeah.
Because Apple was became $1 billion American company. Yeah.
That's
Apple,
wild.
Amazon. Yeah,
amazing.
Hey,
I got to ask you a question. How do you think the Raiders will do now?
Well, I think they're going to do better than they can't. Well, let's see. Losing Khalil Mack doesn't make the Raiders better this year. Excuse me, but I think we'll be okay. I don't know what 97 maybe. That might be a goal 97, 10, and 6. We'll see how the offense looks. I think we'll learn a lot Monday night. Against the Rams. We have some top flight. They got some great, two great defensive ends, Dobbins and I'm totally blanking on the other gentleman. The guy that just signed for the big money.
Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald.
Yeah, that's right, Aaron Donald. And then you got a good Cal quarterback. Leading their chart. Kurt Curley, running back. So Rams are going to be tough, man.
They got a key to lead at cornerback.
Yeah.
Boy, it's.
That's right. That's right. And without our guy that he can grab the chain from. That's right. So Crabtree's. I guess what. Can't grab his chain this time.
Yeah. That was so stupid.
That was terrible.
Hey,
that was terrible.
What about so what do you think the turnout at the Coliseum is going to be?
Oh, I think it'll be sold. If the Raider game Sunday, I think it'll be sold out. I think people again, guys like me are going to hold on until they leave, and then I would never go to a Vegas game. But I think it's going to still football, still Raider football. I think people still want to come see Raiders. They're going to want to come see John Gruden. Supposedly there's a waiting list for tickets. And my response to Mark Davis is, if there's really a waiting list, like you said there was, I heard 20,000 people at some point. I don't know where that came from, but why don't they open up Mount Davis if there's a waiting list? Let fans go see them, charge cheaper prices, get pack the place. I think.
Wait, is the game sold out? Is the game?
I'm assuming it is. I don't know for sure. But
I'm going to StubHub. I'm going to try StubHub, and then I'm typing Raiders.
Yeah, if they're going for $25 and dropping, yeah, you're probably right. But I think they're probably $150, $200.
I'll let you know in a second because I'm like I said, I'm going to StubHub and Raiders versus Rams 2018. See what I got. Tickets. Oakland Raiders versus Los Angeles Rams 9/10 2018 tickets. Let's see what we got here. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. Los Angeles Rams and Oakland Raiders. There are tickets available. In fact, you know what? Upper deck corner is at $99. Upper end zone, $99.
So my seats are $320. They're like $60. So all right, that sounds fair.
You can get let's see here. Some tickets are $429. You can get I like club seats for $260. There's a club seat for $241. There's a club seat at $225.
Well, with the secondary market, there's never anything truly sold out. I would agree with that.
Yeah,
but
there's
I would bet that the Raiders sold their tickets. These fans selling their, either can't make it or trying to make a buck or whatever.
Yeah, there's if you want to sit down in the black hole, there's a ticket from $189. So there's
that expensive, the black hole. Huh?
Yeah, so there's tickets available.
All right.
There's tickets available, and they're for the most part priced about what I thought they would be.
Right.
For this regular season game, but there's tickets available. You've got highest price ticket is $400 I've seen so far. Yeah, $400, $429. There you go. So yeah, you can get tickets to go to the Raider game. In fact, I ought to set up a provision where you can buy them right at Oakland News now, but that's another story. And Black Lion Supreme, he writes, he says, we were going to have a great season and still can, but I still don't believe the locker room will recover in this time. And see, I think Black Lion hit on the right comment. And John Acala says, I still somehow hope the Vegas stadium deal will collapse. Rob Ivan says that is good for Howard Terminal redevelopment and bad for BART. And the Rob Ivan says the Coliseum site will end up becoming a mixed use housing development. Rob, I contend that hey, yeah, but you know what? It can be mixed use housing with sports anyway. And then,
I agree.
and Citron's count says there's 200 plus good seats on the Raiders site for sale, lower deck. Thank you, Citron count. And W. Luckett says not fun with top draw card removed. And he's right. And see, that's what that comment hits exactly on my point. It doesn't seem like a fair fight anymore when one team doesn't have one of its major bullets and the other team has all of its bullets. And here's the other thing too, dude. Okay, the Raiders have set it up to where if Derek Carr happens to get injured Monday night, they have to throw in AJ McCarron, who will not be ready.
Right.
That's so stupid. I mean, do you have any intel on what EJ Manuel said to put him in this position or did? Because no one asked him. The media in the Bay Area is so scared. They're so afraid to ask questions. And I say that this way because if you watch NFL Network, you watch the film of Doug Peterson with the Philadelphia media, they have no problem asking him questions. They have no problem asking him hard questions. They have no problem taking him to task. But they, you know what? They act like they're afraid of him. It's kind of like, look, and I know Mark snapped at me and everything, but the only reason I didn't, say anything back is I didn't expect it. And then I didn't want to be ushered out by some security guard only seeing a black guy yelling at an NFL owner. Okay. So that calculus went through my head within 4 seconds. And I said, okay, fine. Yeah. And I said, okay, fine. And then I figured I'd make a media issue out of it, right? So I made a video about it, right? And then the video went up, what 10,000 views, okay? Well, my point is that I don't like how the Bay Area media just acts like they're afraid to ask questions. It is absolutely horrible. I mean, what is it about the Bay Area, man? What is it? And they call themselves...
What a hard-hitting journalist like East Coast, and so I don't know. I don't know. I mean, that's right. Cause I know they cut Connor Cook. I didn't realize they had cut EJ Manuel, but then I heard today that they had cut him. So
they cut both of them. Yeah, I mean the only time.
Yeah, but on the flip side, neither one looked that great. But whatever.
Well, I thought
EJ Manuel looked like worth saying. Yeah, no, I agree.
But here's my point though. You don't. What does it say? What's the old saying? Don't change horses in the middle of the stream. Giddy up, high old silver. You remember that song, man, right?
Yeah, sure.
I don't know. I forgot who sung that, but it's so true. I mean, here goes Gruden changing horses, not in the middle of the stream, but before they get to the shore. I mean, before the season starts. I'm like, what are you doing, dude? That doesn't make any sense. Black Lion, Raider Lou, how you doing? Raider Lou says, I know they're not comparable, but how different is this relocation from the LA move? Oh, vastly different. One has a lot of money, the other one doesn't have a lot of money. That's basically putting it simple, okay? And so the Citron says they also have Marcus Peters. Ooh, he's right. The Rams have Marcus Peters.
That's right.
Marcus Peters pick 6 Monday. And hey, Raider Matt, how you doing? W. Luckett says it was John Guitar Watson. Thank you. Who sang "Don't Change Horses in the Middle of the Street"? Giddy up, how silver.
Fantastic.
Oh
Good
my!
knowledge, man. Good knowledge.
Oh, boy, oh boy. What is it? That by the way, speaking of which, how's the A's season this year? What's going on with the A's?
Great. I'm kind of watching it getting the scores on my phone, and we're right there in the middle of the pennant race. They got Familia's bases loaded right now. 3 and 2, no outs at the top of the 7th. So we need a big out right here. But he just walked in a run. Gosh darn it! So it's tied up 1-1 going to the top of the 7th. Still nobody out. I think I got to pull Familia right now. So.
And by the way, Black Lion reminds us, he says, and we have a rookie left tackle. Shaking my head. Is he going to start over Donald Penn?
I think so, right? That's not starting.
They're going to serve that poor man up for slaughter.
They'll rotate Penn out. That's what I thought.
Jeez Louise. That's, you know what? All right, what are the odds that Derek Carr makes it out of this game alive?
Well, let's hope.
I'm just asking. I mean, Gruden, to save himself, better have figured out something called time motion studies. What are those? That's the amount of time it takes to run off a play versus an offense versus the amount of time it takes for the defense to stop your play or catch up to it. Stupidest thing, man. Chris, preseason, the Raiders have their own variation of this wide receiver screen that was actually created in high school, where you have the running back, you take the shotgun snap, fake the running back handoff, and you throw the screen, okay? Except the trouble is that fake the handoff that I described to you, the amount of time it takes to do that allows the NFL defenses who are so quick to zero in on you and stop your play and bat the ball away. And that happened with the Raiders. I've seen it happen again and again and again. Now, the Eagles have a play like it, but the difference is that the Philadelphia Eagles do not have their quarterback actually practice the fake. They simply have the quarterback just take the ball and throw it. The running back runs past the quarterback. So from the defense's point of view, looking into the backfield, it looks like the running back might be, taking the handoff, but he doesn't, okay? So they let the flow work for them, the Eagles do. The Raiders actually have the quarterback wasting his time doing the fake. And guess what? And I went through this on here before, the play doesn't work. So I'm thinking, you know what? These guys are just not, upstairs in the head with how to correctly design a play. I'm sick and tired of this, man. It's just kind of like, you know what? I'm tired of this. It's this whole thing about, oh, I am the all high mighty, rely on me. Your opinion doesn't count, as opposed to the Golden State Warriors who say that we can take a good idea from anywhere, right? I like that. And then unlike Gruden using my concept play for preseason, and not saying, hey, I got it from Zennie, the Warriors are at least classy enough to say where they got the idea from. It's all stuff, man. Hey, Cowboy Wrestler. Hey, bro, look it. Any of you guys got a question for my buddy Chris Dobbins? Type it in there. How's the family doing, Chris?
That was good. Yeah, it was real good. Yeah, I'm going to, like I said, see my uncle right now, and up there in Sacramento. I got a big case in the morning in Sacramento, so I'm almost there. I got about 5 minutes left.
Wow. Hey, can you talk about the case?
It's just a family law case. It's nothing exciting, but I got a few interesting stuff. We'll talk about it. I got a couple murder cases I'm working on. Those always interesting.
Whoa, murder case.
Very sad, but interesting. Very sad set of circumstances, but interesting. So, yeah.
Hey, tell them what kind of law you do and how they can catch you if they need your assistance.
Well, my website's still in progress, so once I get that all together, I'll put it out there. But Chris Dobbins, 510-562-2506. Have a case, we'll travel.
There you go, man. Hey, have it. Here we go. Another one. Article come out. Raiders leaving town early due to lawsuit. No, boy, oh boy. See, that's what I'm saying. When do you think mainstream talked to John Madden about Mac's trade? I don't know. I don't have no idea. Are you saying you want me to talk to John Madden about it? I'll ask. Hey, man, I'll let you go. I know that. You know him, so. I know you got to go, so I don't want to hold you. I know you're almost there. I want you to make sure you have both hands on the wheel.
Yes, sir. Well, I appreciate always Zennie having me come on, and again, thanks to your listeners for spending some time with us. Zennie, thank you for all the work you do, man.
Hey, I appreciate it, man.
We'll talk to you soon, brother. Talk to you tomorrow. Thanks.
You got it. See ya.
All right, take care. Bye.
See ya. Hey, so that was my friend Chris Dobbins. I'm going to try making another call here real quick. See if I can get someone else here. I don't expect to get this, but you never know. If this will turn up. It will, let me see here. This may work, this may not work. I don't know. So it may work, it may not work. I doubt it. I don't expect it to work. At least the article is the Raiders are not leaving, okay? And just here's the thing. The city council needs to sign off on a lawsuit before anything happens. In fact, I'm calling right now Oakland at-large council member Rebecca Kaplan. She doesn't know that I'm calling. I don't expect her to pick up. we don't have a prior, arranged deal where I call.
Thank you for calling the office of Oakland City Council.
In fact, that's the wrong number. So I didn't want. No, it's not. It's the right number, but it's not the number that I wanted from her. I want to get her other number here. Let's see if that works. And yeah, see what happens. You never know, right? And well, the Nike thing, I think it's cool. Anybody who will burn their shoes over Nike, that's stupid. Burn your shoes over Nike so you can buy new ones.
Hi, thank you for calling.
Hold on a second.
Sorry, I missed you. Please leave a message and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Thanks.
Hey, it's Zennie calling. How are you doing? I'm at 510-517-7565. I'm actually on live. Wanted to ask you some questions about the whole Raiders situation, which you can do off the record as well. Okay, talk to you later. Bye-bye. Yeah, so anyway, many of you heard it here first regarding the situation regarding the Raiders lawsuit and everything else. It's hurry up and wait, okay? It really is. It's just hurry up and wait. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Zennie62. Let me see what other comments I've got. And Cowboy Rush says, Black Lion, what do you think about those dumb fools? I got that one. Mark Pryor, how you doing? W. Luckett says, JBA is NBA 2K. What's your thoughts? I haven't. JBA is NBA 2K. What are my thoughts? Mixed. Cowboy Wrestler says Black Lion, sure. Same. Black Lion says pure madness. Cowboy Wrestler, I'm going to get me some new Jordans tomorrow. I think it is madness for anybody to say we're going to burn our jerseys and we're going to burn our well, they didn't say bra. Is anyone burning their bras? That's a question. Is there a woman out there who's burning her Nike sports bra over this? Because if a woman is not burning her Nike sports bra over this, then this is not a deep situation. I'm just saying, okay? I don't know of a situation. Let me Google that. I don't know of any situation like that. I seriously doubt it. Let's see here. Nike sports bra. Yeah, there's a Nike sports bra. You thought I was kidding. I am not kidding. Okay, there are different sizes. I'm not gonna click on news. There's no hue and cry causing women to no, not at all. There's only the latest news related to the Nike sports bar sports bar. The latest news regarding the Nike sports bra is Maria Sharapova shows off her abs in Nike sports bra, and that was August 24th of this year. And that's it. No, it's Sharapova modeling her, her beautiful self, trying to thrust herself back into the limelight with the assistance of the Nike sports bra, but it has nothing to do with protest. Nope. No, sorry. So there. All right. W. Luckett says, now someone will do something to get it started, you bet ya. Ed says, Zen, will Jim Quinn ask for a temporary injunction blocking the move, by the way? Hello. Hey, Ed, how you doing? That's a good question. I have not been able to wrangle an answer out of that. Okay, and that's as much as I can say. So I don't, that's I'm playing it straight. Okay, that's where that is. But it does remind me of a call I need to make. Now, again, the question is, wherever the Raiders decide to play? I mean, seriously, come on. You've fought legal battles against the city and the county before, and you still played at the Coliseum. So don't tell me you're going to go through this extra expense of trying to set up another place to play and lose money and all that stuff because it's stupid. But then wait a minute. I am talking to the organization that let Khalil Mack go. Wow. All right. Ed says, thanks for your honesty. You're welcome. I did the best I could within the parameters I was given. Ding. All right. All right. By a show of yeses or nos, give me an answer. Will the Raiders beat the Rams Monday night? Again, will the Raiders beat the Rams Monday night? Yes or no? And yes or no? G. Taylor says no. Okay. G. Taylor says no. What else? Will the Raiders beat the Rams? Alyssa says yes. You have two yeses and a no. Okay. Will the Raiders beat the Rams? Yes or no? Come on, brethren. There's like 33 of you on here. Answer me. ML Scott says yes. Okay, you have 4 yeses to 1 no. 4 yeses to 1 no. So that means, all right, I'm going to say Black Lion says no. 2 yes. That's 2 no's to 4 yeses. Another yes. Shidden says no way. Cowboy Wrestler says Rams 52, Raiders nothing. Luckett says no. Mike Pryor says yes, only because I never bet against my team. Gotcha. I'm going to go with this. I'm going to say the Raiders in a close one. And the reason why I say that is because the one fact that is inescapable is the Raiders are unpredictable. There's no book on what this organization is going to do under Gruden and Greg Olson, the coach, offensive coordinator, is going to do come Monday, okay? No book. And when you go into a game like that, and yet you have a book on the other team, it gives you an advantage. Now, sure, the Rams may have changed this or that, but it seems to me from watching them, they're not going to go. Look, they're not going to wholesale change their offense on a whim. Okay, the terminology is the same. Little things like formation splits, line splits, where the offensive linemen line up how far apart they are, their blocking style on offense and run, pass, all that stuff. That remains. Okay, so under that perspective, the Raiders are bringing in something new. And it will be a test for the Rams to see that if the Rams can catch up to that. And my bet is that they are going to fall a bit behind by the first half in trying to do so. The big wild card is, will John Gruden use a no-huddle offense? And will the Raiders play that no-huddle offense as if their backs are against the wall and completely bludgeon the Rams defense to death with it? And I said because Gruden had given hints of that. The problem in this whole Gruden scenario is that all of us want to think that he's the savant, he's the genius, he's going to do all this stuff. And if he comes out and doesn't, there's going to be a lot of pissed off people because the dude is getting paid $100 million. I'm going to say it like this: dude is getting paid $100 million. You're getting paid $100 million to put a product on there that is innovative, that is fun, and that wins. If you don't do any of that, dude, okay, there's a problem, okay? It just is. No two ways about it. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. It just is that situation. G. Taylor says Rams are going to stomp the Raiders. Wade Phillips will coach circles around Gruden. Cowboy Wrestler says G. Taylor agreed. Wade D is going to tear Oakland a new one. John Collins says, I think Paul Gunther will have Raiders defense playing much better. That's going to be the exciting one. It's the Raider defensive line against the Rams offensive line and Todd Gurley. That's going to be a huge, 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 huge something to watch. What I found that was bothersome about the Rams preseason game against the Raiders is that the Rams backups look better than ours. All right. and for a time. So, but you know, it will be fascinating. And so Lockett says their offense can be explosive enough, but Rams have a different offense too. Citron says Rams also have Sammy Watkins. Thank you. Oh my gosh, they have Sammy Watkins and the guy from the Patriots. They have speed back there. You know what? They could go air raid. They could. Oh my gosh. You start thinking about that. Let's see what the Rams depth chart looks like. Rams depth chart 2018. Excuse me. All right. Rams week 1 depth chart. Kelly is number 1 running back. Little John starting next to Barron. Ourlads.com is what? LA Rams depth chart. Our Lads Scouting Services. All right, we have offense. Garrett Crawford, quarterback. Running back is Todd Gurley. Tyler Hughes is the tight end. We've got Rob Haverstein at right tackle. Austin Blythe at right guard. John Sullivan at center. Roger Saffold at left guard. Andrew Whitworth at left tackle. Wide receiver, we have Brandon Cooks. That's the guy. Yeah, Brandon Cooks and Robert Woods of who they got from Buffalo. And then you've got Cooper and Kupp at wide receiver. And then you've got, so you've got Woods and Cook. I don't see Sammy Watkins here. And I don't see Sammy Watkins. How about I got rid of Sammy Watkins? Yeah, because they've got, let me see what happens here. I thought Sammy Watkins went bye-bye somewhere else. Let me see. Sammy Watkins. Sammy Watkins is he's with the Chiefs. Sammy Watkins went from the Rams to the Chiefs. That's what I thought was wrong with that. So basically Brandon Cooks is considered to be an upgrade by some over Sammy Watkins. I always liked Sammy Watkins coming out. I thought he had greatness. It was destined for greatness. We'll see. Black Lion says, if the locker room recovers by Monday, you will see the Rams QB on his back repeatedly. Says KO. And Billy Jones says Goff will throw for 3 touchdowns and have a QBR rating of 100. Bill Jones, yes, Watkins plays for the Chiefs. Thank you for that. Luckett says no pressure on Rams quarterback means we're doomed because our line is now average to below average. Speaking of which, and I'm glad you mentioned the line thing. Want to get this noted. Raiders. This depth chart's going to make you cry. You know why? Because there's one glaring omission. And this sucks. Oh, this sucks. Like, I'm sorry. All right. It just plain sucks. Colton Miller, left tackle, starting. Oh, gosh. Oh, this hurts so bad. So, all right. So Colton Miller, left tackle, is starting. Let me call up are you kidding me? It's like, what the heck are you doing, man? What? I know Miller's 6'9" and everything, but okay. The Raiders have Colton Miller starting at left tackle and going up against he's the rookie. He's a rookie, all right? And going up against what are they trying to do? Wow. They have him going up against Michael Brockers, and then Natakam Sue is in the nose tackle, and then the defensive tackle is Aaron Donald. Jeez. And then Matt Longmire is the will linebacker. Outside linebacker. Yeah, basically the Rams lining up in a 3-4. The Rams lining up in a 3-4. Okay. So the Rams line up in a 3-4. They've got Marcus Peters at left cornerback. Strong safety is John Johnson. Free safety is LaMarcus Joyner. And Aqib Talib is the right cornerback. So the two top free agency hauls are Sue and Talib. You know, I look at this defense and I get scared. I'm serious. This is not funny. All right? This is straight out. This has slaughter written all over it. It does. Hey, unknown Raider guy, how you doing? Hey, Manny Flo, how you doing? Rob Iman says, I've got a record. Have awesome night. Oh, I'll see you, man. Black Lion says, Keys, remember that name? I will. Billy Jones says, if Oakland can pressure Goff, they may have a chance because Goff is a front-running quarterback. John Acala says, Arden Key and Maurice Hurst are going to surprise on defense, I think. I think Maurice Hurst is all pro material. I really do. I think I told Reggie McKenzie that. I stand by it. I really do, and think that he's that person. And so, yeah, he's going to back up Justin Ellis there. PJ Hall gets the start, and Tank Kennedy is right defensive end, and Bruce Irvin's at left defensive end. And this is awful. You expect to see Khalil Mack, and I'm sorry, I look at Bruce Irvin. And I think of him not as a defensive end. I think of him as a linebacker. So, and I think of him as a linebacker, and I think of Arden Key as a defensive end. So this whole alignments thing is screwed up, in my opinion. You know, your defensive ends ought to be 6'8" at the least. Okay, at the least. And then go up from there. Your defensive ends need to be large, hostile, mobile, and agile. And yeah, that's normally the description, save for a linebacker. But I'm saying that in this day and age of speed, you need defensive ends who are big but can be also hostile, mobile, and agile. All right. I'm not big on calling them on to zone blitz. Will the Raiders do that? I think this Raider team under Paul Gunther will zone blitz. I expect to see double A gap. I expect to see safety pressure. I expect to see a completely different and very exciting Raider look that will be one of the hallmark conversations of the game afterward. Win or lose. Win or lose will be how the Raider defensive scheme kept the Rams off balance. How can the Rams overcome that? Spread formations. 4 wide receiver offense, 5 wides, occasional 3 wides with play action, lots of motion. The Rams are not a shifting team along the lines. When I say shifting, I mean pre-shift. Not that they don't do it, but it's not a habit of theirs. Whereas the Raiders do have some occasional shifts from now and then. Detective John Kimball who is basically Arnold Schwarzenegger from Kindergarten Cop. Keep that in mind. Detective John Kimball says it feels like the Rams are where we want them to be where we want to be 3 years. Yeah. Billy Jones says, why did they cut Mario Edwards? Yeah, I know. Another high round draft pick, but the whole point, Gruden, they said, hey, look, they wanted to go with people who were performing better than Edwards. And again, my point is, all right, you want to go with people who are performing better than Edwards. But here's the thing. If Gruden, and it looks like he is basing all of his evaluation on preseason, maybe he's forgotten that there's some veterans who take a little bit off on preseason. They don't try as hard. They think perhaps not. And under Gruden, they have everything, done, buttoned up, penciled in. So if Gruden is basing Mario Edwards' future strictly off preseason, he's made a gigantic mistake. Okay, he just has. Gruden ought to have the measurables down to see where his veteran players are, and then also talk frankly with them. But don't say, well, it's preseason and it's open competition with these guys who are hungry. I know that you take time off or plays off because you think maybe you're going to be injured faster, and then you should say to them, but I'm evaluating you. I think that would be wrong. you got to feel it out. If you have a veteran player that does that, then you've got to. So you have to measure your value, how valuable you think he is to the team to allow that. Now, someone would say, well, Gruden didn't decide to let Mario Edwards go. I feel that was a mistake. I really do. I don't like the way Gruden is evaluating personnel. It's like, hey, my way or the highway, but I'm not really certain what my way is, except that it involves kicking people out and talking about it in the media. Oh, God, all right? So Black Lion says no production. That's why he got cut. Matty Flo says, what do you think of Colton Miller? I think that he's a rookie, and to start him now under the conditions of preseason and training camp as a rookie is stupid and eaten alive. I mean, the Rams, look at the situation. The Rams have to be licking their chops. Why? Because you've got Colton Miller, the rookie left offensive tackle, bum, 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 bum. You have the rookie left offensive tackle in Colton Miller, right? And then you turn around and you have a situation where who's backing up Derek Carr? A.J. McCarron. As the defensive coordinator, you as the defensive player would be saying, hey, you know what? I want to have a little secret bounty where I can just say, hey, look, you know what? Let's get rid of Carr. First guy to get rid of Carr gets the Cadillac, all right? You think that there's not talk or thought like that? Because they know that if they cause Derek Carr to be out of the game, to get A.J. McCarron, and it's game over, Rams win because he's not ready. Because Gruden decided to go with all new guys at the last minute before the season started. I don't care what you tell me. I don't care what you say. That is stupid. It is just dumb, man. Dumb. All right? Dumb. Straight out dumb. All right? So, and it's just, Rocky says they will blitz him every time. Yep. And Brian Purpose, how you doing? He says, Gruden is putting his picks and players first. Gone are the days of Reggie's picks. So it would seem. Luckett says they will, I got that. Cowboy Wrestler writes, calling it now. McKenzie will be gone after this season. Gruden will remain his own guy as GM who answers to him. In other words, he listens to his own voice. I don't know. I just can't see that one. I can see, however, I need to I'm going to sign off at 12:30. And I'll be back tomorrow with an equally more robust show. This has been fun. Detective John Kimball says the Rams are going to mop the floor with us. Overall, if we win half our games, I'll be surprised. Luckett says Reggie McKenzie will be gone after this year because he is the scapegoat for John Gruden losing this year. It certainly seems like that. I mean, you know what bothered me about what John said at the press conference on Sunday? He said that paying a guy $90 million was not something you'd want to do. Well, I'm thinking, wait a minute. Is that like paying a coach who's been out of football 10 years $100 million? Isn't that also not something you want to do under the logic, your own logic you put out, Coach Gruden? Wow. Okay. Wow. And Prime Purpose says starting to look like Reggie's yes man, which is pretty sad. Eric Young says the audio is, I don't know what you're talking about here. Unknown Raider guy says everyone in the room. What? All right. So anyway. You didn't miss anything about there's no lawsuit. Okay. That's more of the same stuff that I was telling you. I'll find out if there's anything new, but I have not heard anything. Black Lion says he was lying. What else could he say about losing his best player? Great point. Great point, Black Lion. Great point. All right, folks, I'm going to shove off the Buffalo. I will see you all tomorrow. Thank you all for these great turnouts and these great, fantastic numbers, and I will return. Thank you. Dilly dilly. Dilly dilly. Where's John Marks when you want to say dilly dilly? Dilly dilly, dilly 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 dilly, and dilly dilly. I must have some souvenirs for the flock. All right, later. Thanks a lot, guys. See ya.